Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Miraculous Monday, yet another week of this series. So welcome back, thanks for joining me. Let's go ahead and hop right into the screenshot for this week. This one is not a full episode screenshot, but that's okay. We can see Princess Fragrance, right? And she's on top of a building. So obviously one would be inclined maybe to think that this was the episode Princess Fragrance, and it could very well be. But she also appeared in Gang of Secrets and Felix. I can't remember a scene in Gang of Secrets when she was on a rooftop. It could be Princess Fragrance, but the animation quality of this one doesn't look as good as Princess Fragrance did. I mean, it could just be a lower resolution image that I'm looking at, but I'm going to be more inclined to say Felix, so that's gonna be my guess. But yeah, hopping right into this video, and the Best Friend of the Year award goes to Risk Spoiler. There's gonna be a lot of Risk spoilers in this video, so if you have not seen the episode Risk, or part 1 of the finale, then I would recommend not watching this video yet. Alia, trust your best friend who you know is literally Ladybug and said that Adrien doesn't want to be a model. Nah. Take a liar's side who literally lied on Ladybug a season ago about being best friends with Ladybug. Yeah, it's a little bit of a rough time. That's why I don't like Lila. Like, okay, that's a little bit, can be taken out of context wrongly. There are more reasons why I dislike Lila, but the main reason I don't like Lila as a character, like I love her most of the time as a character. I don't like when she's in the show though, because all of the other characters just become birds, essentially, right? They don't have a brain. So it's like, what's going on? Like, it just makes the show feel really fake when everyone believes, like people who should not believe, like Adrien's the only one who believes Marinette over Lila, right? And Alia should obviously now be believing Marinette over Lila, but she doesn't. So it's it's just annoying to me. It's time Adrien stood up for himself. Shake my head. All right, so I can't hear the audio because I don't have any headphones plugged in, but you guys should be able to hear it. This is the episode. What was that episode when Adrien? It wasn't Mr. Pigeon 72, was it? I don't remember, but I remember talking about this in my episode analysis of the episode. I just don't exactly remember which episode it was. It was that one where, wasn't it that one where Gabriel was like, okay, well, maybe it wasn't. I don't remember. But anyway, it was one of the episodes this season, I'm pretty sure. So obviously you guys are gonna know better what the context is. But yeah, Adrien maybe will be able to stand up for himself this finale. We'll see what happens, since he may be a senti-monster now. New frame from the Miraculous movie. Yeah, so I saw this. It looks really cool. I forgot to include it in any news videos, but yeah, so this is a new scene from the movie. It looks really good. And oh man, I'm just really excited to see the movie. It's supposed to come out in like August or something of this year, so we're not too far away from it. Thought I'd meme real quick. First to release Risk, Gloob. Wait, it's Spectrum? It always has been. It's funny. If you guys haven't seen that video that I made, which you probably have, talking about when Gloob finds out that they weren't the first ones to air Risk. I was laughing when I was making that video because I just think it was funny, okay? Because Gloob tends to get angry, like what happened with Wishmaker. That was a big mess. They got angry, and I don't even know why they were angry about this one. Like, I could understand why they'd be angry about Risk, but they were unreasonably angry about Wishmaker for some reason, and they just decided to spoil it a few hours before the episode released. So, yeah, but it's whatever, I guess. Thanks, Gloob. A senti-monster made to be a human is human. Possible season 4 spoilers in the comments. Senti-monsters are living beings. If a senti-monster is made to be human, then it's a human, not something in the shape of a human. Senti-Ladybug and Senti-Nino were as human and real as anyone in the series, which means they were murdered, I suppose, by Thomas's logic, in which case, is that the kind of thing you want to be showing in the show? Actual murder? I don't know, something to think about. Humans are humans, however they're created naturally, magically, or medically, or magically. So I'm not gonna take any sides here because this is a very interesting topic about like philosophical ideas about what a human is, right? What constitutes a human? It's a very interesting topic to me because let's take a real world example, right? Something that's very likely to happen, maybe in our lifetimes, maybe not, but definitely in the future. Let's take a robot, for example, an AI, right? Initially, the AI that we have right now probably would not be considered human because they don't have, the mental capacity that humans do. They are not capable of, thought and things like that. However, if in the future an AI is created so well that it essentially mimics a human brain, is that at that point a human? Because it was created, it's a robot, but the brain functions and the thought is, let's say, exactly identical to a human, right? Like you could have a physical conversation and the AI would have feelings and emotions and things like that. And it would be essentially like, you couldn't tell if it was a human or not, right? So at what point does that AI go from being a robot to a human, if at all, right? Is it like if we had like a full mechanical body that mimicked exactly the same functions as a human, it's just, it was a cyborg or a robot, at what point would we stop considering it a robot and start considering it a human, right? That kind of topic really interests me because it's weird to think about, right? We can't comprehend something like that. Now, obviously in this show, it's a little bit different because it deals with magic, but it's, to me, I would disagree, probably, if I'm throwing my own opinion in here, I would disagree with Thomas a little bit, right? Because to be human, you have to be identical to what humans are. And that's not what senti-monsters are. Senti-monsters are tied to an object, humans are not. So to me, there is a physical distinction between those. They may act and be exactly human, but they're still tied to an object which makes them, physically different in some way. It may be a very insignificant difference, but it is a difference nonetheless. So in my eyes, it's a little bit different and it's harder to classify. So that's my take on it. Not saying that, it's necessarily a bad thing that Adrien's a senti-monster, but it's just, I wouldn't classify him exactly human. He's maybe like a different breed of human, maybe, if you wanted to say that, but he's not the same kind of human as Marinette is because his life is tied to an object and a feather, whereas Marinette's life is not. She is independent from the world. So to me, those are two fundamentally different things, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I would just say that you can't classify a senti-monster as a human because they're called a senti-monster, not humans, right? So there is a difference. At least that's how I view it. You could disagree with me, that's fine, but that's how my process of thinking works on this situation. But overall, I think this whole discussion is really cool. It allows for very intellectual discussions, very many intellectual discussions, and I don't know. I just love to hear your thoughts on this down in the comments below. When you just finished watching Chillin' and realized that Penalty got released too. Yeah, so that whole thing was crazy because I don't even know how Penalty got released. Gloob is probably actually gonna be mad about that because nobody's going to tune in for the Gloob airing now because they've already all seen it. I mean, okay, I will say Gloob's airing will be the first like higher resolution version of Penalty that we'll get, so people will still see that Gloob watermark. But for people who don't care, they're not probably gonna go back and rewatch Penalty anytime soon because they've already watched it or rewatched it. So by the time it airs today, actually, by the way, later today, if you're watching this on Monday, the day it's released, then it doesn't matter. And Gloob really cares about being the first one, and they were not the first one when they were supposed to be. They were 100% supposed to be. I don't know how this episode got out. It was definitely some sort of leak, I think. Risk was released by Spectrum, which I don't exactly know if it was leaked, but it was officially released by a program, Spectrum, whereas this one was a cam recording, which I'm pretty sure was illegal. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure Gloob's gonna be pretty mad about that one for sure. If they weren't upset about Risk, they're definitely upset about this one. So let's just hope they don't retaliate on us. Please don't, Gloob. Harbingers of Valentine's Day. Would you look at that? Some nice fan art. It feels so rare that we see some original Love Square fan art. I don't know why. We had to switch from that to doing bingos because they banned fan art on the subreddit. And now we're doing the images at the beginning of each episode. So now it's like, feels like once in a blue moon when we actually see some fan art like this, but this is very good. I like it. I like the colorless style, and then the little red blush and the green eyes. It really adds to it. Oh, and the blue eyes too. It really adds to, like, I don't know, just like the whole vibe of the whole thing. I like it. Season's finale leaks are inevitable. The fandom know you can't just leak the season 3 finale when there are 2 episodes left, like Can't Belong and Felix. That's unprofessional. And then this is plus haha finale go burr. And then this season, no, you can't just leak the season 4 finale, blah blah blah. There are 2 episodes like Chilin and Penalty. And then Spectrum says haha finale go burr. The difference between last season and this season, the 2 episodes that were left to air weren't big episodes. You know, they were just sort of like haha filler, fun. Penalty, you could argue, is a little bit different. Like, ooh, we get to see, you know, 4 new heroes. And that's the episode when Lila and Chloe team up. But overall, it was kind of a weak episode. And it didn't, like, the introductions were really kind of lame. You know, they got like 2 seconds of an introduction. Obviously, it was a little bit more than that, but you know what I mean, right? Like, they introduced 4 new heroes at the same time. It didn't really seem like they cared about the new heroes. They were just sort of like, we forgot to throw these in earlier in the season. Here you go. Gotta get them out before the finale, right? And so it just sort of felt like a kind of boring episode, in my opinion. So Chilin was a completely filler, but it was a really good episode. I really liked it. But again, it was a filler, so it didn't really have any impact on the finale. So I don't think we really lost a whole lot with the first part of the finale being released before the other 2. Whereas in season 3, luckily nothing really big happened, but they really could have been, right? It was Camp Long, which was an episode that everyone was anticipating. And then the other one was Felix, which also could have been a really big episode because it was Felix, right? We don't know if he's going to play a role in the finale, which he didn't, I don't think, back in season 3, but he could have, which is why everyone was like, oh my gosh, this is a really big deal, because if something happens in those 2 episodes, the finale is going to cover it and we're going to just be spoiled for it, right? Luckily, that didn't happen, but the difference is last season that was a real possibility. This season we weren't really expecting much from Penalty. From the trailers, it just sort of seemed like a soccer episode, so it was like, okay, so it wasn't that big of a deal. So yeah, that's my take on it. I can't seem to stop doodling these 2. Hey, look at that. We got Ladybug, Marinette, Adrien, Cat Noir. These 2, there's 4. Marinette, Ladybug, Cat Noir, and Adrien. That's 4, not 2, because obviously they're not the same. You know, they're clearly different. They're clearly different. They're different, guys. That's what the show wants you to believe. Just found this SAMG Season 1 banner. Oh my gosh, why does this look so good? Why does it look so good, you ask? Probably because it's SAMG. If that is actually SAMG, I'm going to take your word for it, but I don't necessarily, like, SAMG could have done it, but this model, I believe, is different from the one that they use in the show. Like, you can see that the hair in this one is different. It's closer to the one that we got the posters for. Whereas, you know, in the actual season, you can see that her ponytails don't look that detailed. So it's a different model, and probably SAMG or some other company rendered it out, right? So that's why it looks better. This looks better than it actually does in the show for that reason. Like, it's specifically a one single shot, and so they're putting a lot of, you know, money into this single shot, whereas they have to spread out their money evenly throughout the show, which is why it looks worse in the show. But yeah, so that's why it looks really good. But I don't necessarily know if this would be SAMG. I know it says SAMG in the bottom, but that's only because they're releasing, like they're producing Miraculous, not necessarily the fact that they produced this poster, right? That's just the legal people who are working on the show down at the bottom of the poster. So just something to point out there. Thomas is angry with the fans. When is he not? Okay, so I will leave this up on the screen for you to read it, but I will summarize. The first guy is saying it's not fair to blame the people for watching Risk. Thomas says that no one forced you to watch it. He was mad because it apparently was leaked. I didn't know if it was actually leaked or not. I just thought Spectrum released it, which they did, but apparently they weren't necessarily supposed to release it. So there was that. But then the third guy is saying, also agreeing with the first guy, that you don't think it's fair to blame fans, and I'm going to take the side of the fans, partially because I am the fans. Like, it's not like when the episode is released, regardless of how it's released, the fans are going to watch it, right? Because that's how Miraculous is. It's not just something that takes place, for example, in the USA. And we're not just following it once Disney Channel USA airs it, right? It's a whole world thing. Which means that no matter where it airs, the fans are going to find a way to watch it, right? Because there's fans all around the world, right? And so you can't be mad that it was leaked, because, like, why does it even matter? Right? Are you mad that there were still 2 episodes left that didn't really have an impact on the plot aside from the new heroes? Like, I don't fully understand why he's so mad about it. Like, I can understand, like, oh, it wasn't supposed to be released yet, but at the same time, what are you waiting for? Right? I don't fully understand that. So, I don't know. I guess Thomas just got angry. He really does not like spoilers, and I guess he doesn't really like the fans either. So, yeah. But there's nothing wrong with fans watching an episode when it's released, regardless of how it's released, right? Once the episode's out, it's out there, the fans are gonna watch it, right? There's not really anything you can do about it. So, yeah, I think Thomas is being a little bit irrational here. That's my take, though. This moment from Season 2 aged like milk in the worst way possible. Cat Noir, you know you're irreplaceable. Season 4, ha, that was a joke. I actually made a video about this. So if you haven't seen that video, definitely go check it out. But it used this very scene. Yay. I did it first. Lord Wi-Fi 1. I did it first. I beat you to it. We were robbed of this Cat Noir. Ah yes, Cat Noir from the PV. Instead, you got this Cat Noir. When Hawkmoth tries to akumatize Bully Maguire. Bully Maguire, I'm giving you infinite power. I'm gonna put dirt in your eye. But what about the Miraculous? I missed the part where that's my problem. Ah, gonna cry. No. Very cool, I guess. I watched the Spider-Man movies where he was the Spider-Man. I didn't watch the Andrew one. I'm very bad with actors and actresses' names. I'm sorry, because I don't know them very well, because I don't watch a whole lot of movies. But a while back, I watched the original Amazing Spider-Man with this guy, and then the Andrew Is it Andrew? I don't remember. I didn't watch that one. I didn't even know that there was another one. And then obviously I saw a few Tom Holland ones. I saw the first one, and then I saw the Avengers and stuff like that. And then apparently there's that new Spider-Man movie. I haven't seen that one, but doesn't it? Well, I mean, I won't say anything because I don't want to spoil anything, even though I haven't seen it and don't know spoilers aside from what I've heard rumors of or stuff. But it's fun. Yeah. I liked his Spider-Man. I liked the original Spider-Man movies. You can come at me, I don't know, but I just liked them, okay? And for the Tom Post of the Week, it's the best way to enjoy the show in my opinion. Getting disappointed by mediocre episodes because teasers and fan theories hyped it up too much, watching the episodes blind and enjoying it more because you came in with no expectations. Obviously, I can't really say too many things because I am one of those ones who tries to hype up episodes, right? Because I'm excited. And typically that hype is not lived up. And so that hurts me too, guys, But anyway, this is why I liked Ladybug so much back in Season 3. and why I liked Risk so much in this season, because we didn't get any trailers or really spoilers for it. We did get a few for Risk, but it wasn't a whole lot to where we could piece together what exactly is going to happen, right? And that's why I liked it so much. And for Ladybug, we essentially got no trailers whatsoever. That's why it was one of my favorite episodes. It was my favorite for the most part. I don't know, Risk might be my new favorite, but well, I'm waiting for a Strike Back to see, because then I'll just call it the finale as my favorite, but we'll see. So anyway, I'm just really excited for the finale, and I'm hoping that Gloob does not retaliate by not being the first to watch or to air Risk. So I'm hoping they're not going to retaliate and launch a whole bunch of spoilers. That would be great. I would love that. Please don't do that, Gloob, because then we'll get to enjoy the episodes even more. And you don't have to ruin it for everyone, right? Like you did with Wishmaker. Remember that one, Gloob? Yeah. Never going to let you live that one down, Gloob, because that was kind of scummy, but you know. This is why I like minimal spoilers. I like some spoilers, but not ones that ruin the entire episode, right? I felt like the official Miraculous Ladybug YouTube channel trailer that released yesterday, or I guess a few days ago when you're watching this, I felt like that was a little bit much for me, but yeah. So anyway, we'll just have to see. But I did see, apparently Thomas said like, what we saw in the trailer was nothing. So if that's true, then we're in for a really big episode, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, fun times. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you did enjoy, you can leave a like and subscribe for more content similar to this, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. It's time Adrien stuck. But anyway, no. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you did enjoy, you can leave a like and subscribe for more content.